Just inconsistency of the thing. Is that part of being a young team? Is that something you got to deal with? When you have a lot of young players.
Yeah, I mean, we'll use inexperienced. We were inexperienced, so absolutely. Played really good last night. Didn't play good today. It's a humbling game, and you got to show up every single day. And got to credit Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State kicked our butts tonight, and we got to regroup, and we have the entire year. We're back and forth, and I think you get that with an inexperienced team. But there's, whether you're inexperienced or experienced, it's about throwing strike one, and it's about being aggressive in the strike zone offensively, and it's about fighting with two strikes. And those are things we didn't do tonight, and that's why the game turned out the way it did.
When you really don't have a lot of positives in a game, when you kind of just get beat up a little bit in a game, what do you kind of tell the team afterwards?
Well, it all depends. I mean, sometimes you're just going to get beat by a better team. Sometimes you're going to play good and get beat. Tonight we just didn't play great, and you got to give Oklahoma State credit. You got to learn from what happens as coaches. We dwell on the losses way more than we think about the wins, and you got to celebrate the wins for sure. We try to do a better job of celebrating the wins more than dwelling on the losses, but you're going to learn a lot from a loss. And we didn't compete like we need to. We need to compete at a high level. We need to throw strike one, and we need to compete in the batter's box. And those are three things we didn't do tonight. So at least our guys understand if we play that way, that's the result of the game. So hopefully they learned as much tonight as they learned last night. Last night was about throwing strike one and about competing in the box, and it was a completely different result. So sometimes you gotta give credit to the team, and obviously Oklahoma State was no hitting us through 7 or 8, so they did a good job too as well.
When you had to go to the bullpen really early tonight, and when you do that, you get behind. You get an opportunity to give some younger guys a chance against a quality team. Is that kind of a prove me type of thing, like kind of to show them where the level they need to be at in the future is?
Yeah, usually when we go to our bullpen, we're pretty excited about our bullpen. But the way we were swinging the bats right now, we probably didn't go to our front end guys. We're going to save those guys in situations to win ball games. But you're always trying to develop your team. You're trying to expand your roster, and the guys that pitched tonight probably haven't had as many opportunities as maybe some of the other guys. But it is an opportunity to show you what can you do. That's I've never seen guys just do it nonstop in practice and not do it in the games. So guys that get opportunities because they're ready to pitch, and then you evaluate them on their performances. And we really looked. If you were here tonight, you watched it. We were timid. Our first 3 arms were timid. They looked uncomfortable, and it was completely opposite. We threw 3 guys last night, and obviously they were more experienced. But you looked at 3 guys who were really under control, and they pitched really well. So we had 3 guys tonight that were out of control, and they didn't pitch well. So you got to get in control. You got to evaluate your performance individually and team-wise, and individuals got to work just as hard as the team. And when guys do that and they work on their own game, then as a unit we get back together. We're going to be better because of it.
Now, you lost a core group of experienced guys last year, but you're pretty excited about the talent that you brought in, the young guys that are going to get opportunity to play this year. Overall, just looking at your team through the first week and a half or so, how do you feel about how the team is progressing, game by game, week by week?
Well, honestly, we're probably playing like I thought we would. Nobody wants to get beat. It's 6-1 game. You don't want to lose the game regardless, but I would much rather lose this one 6-1 than 11-1. But you're going to have some ups and downs within an inexperienced team. So we're kind of where we're at. Every game you go into thinking you're going to win it. If you asked me before we took the road trip, what are you going to be going to win all 8? That's the whole thing. We're going to win every game on. But you got to be realistic with young guys, and what I've seen so far in this short time is that we keep bouncing back. So they listen, they practice, they train hard, they're good listeners. Now they just, like I said, with the inexperience, sometimes when you go into a ball game, they don't let their work and their plan allow them to execute what we're trying to do. So, we'll just, when we come out tomorrow and we take pregame and take BP and do those types of things, it's a work setting for us because of the inexperience. But I really believe in these guys. I really believe that they'll continue to get better. And you're right. We're starting at freshman at first, and second, and third, and center. So we are playing some young kids, but we wouldn't be playing them if they weren't the right types of guys. So we just got to keep getting better.